Was it?
I don't know. I wouldn't mind, but Des is upstairs in hospitality. I didn't even know that. But yes, it's nice to be here. I must say.
Was it hard to get me?
No, you were a cinch. Yeah, no, it was actually, and there are a number of people that if I've been asked to, or if they've been required to do in a sketch, that I had to kind of look at them sort of endlessly.
Yeah. They used to.
And imagine how difficult that was for me to look at you endlessly.
Yeah. They used to say it was impossible to do Gable.
Yes, yeah, absolutely, and he was kind of the bane of a lot of people trying to do mimicry. But lately, I think that once you get a kind of a hook into him, he's very, very much kind of the way he writes as well, the exact same sort of thing. Well done to you, thank you, good luck to you, don't you know, and all that sort of thing.
But when you get people right.
But to be fair to you, though, Pat, you are an expert in your own field. It's whether it is your field is the question. I think there should be a new movie, I think, coming out called The Field, with starring Pat Kenny as the Bull Kenny. Get off my land. This is my field. You goddamn punk.
No, I can't go there.
No, you can't.
Moving on rapidly.
No, let's go back to that.
Now, I was thinking, though, that speaking of moving on, a lot of the people you did have moved on. I mean, Bertie is moving on.
Yeah.
We've lost so many political leaders. I mean, the Greens have a new leader, the PDs have a new leader. It's all changing.
Absolutely, it has. And I mean, obviously, our imminent Taoiseach is Brian Cowan, and a man who's definitely going to dispel, the rumours that Ireland are not a handsome nation. It's got a lot going for him.
Are you going to be able to do Brian?
I don't know. I haven't really ever managed to get my face that big in order to do it. And it might require some surgery, actually, or some kind of prosthetics in my mouth. Well, kind of I've got kind of a thing going on. When you hear him on the radio, you feel sure that there must be a pool of saliva left on the desk.
Can I ask you about Kieran Cannon?
Who?
the new piece. Well, Enda is still here, and he's one of yours.
Yes, Enda's a great man. I said before about Enda that you always feel he's trying to get out of a straitjacket and failing miserably. And he's kind of even when he smiles, he always has he's so kind of, I think, tense and caught up that he always, even when he's smiling, he looks like he needs to go to the Jacks. You know what I mean? It's kind of
did you find when you did the statement? Did you find you had to be politically aware? I mean, are you interested in politics?
I am, to an extent, but I mean, it's more like as a means to find comedy. Really, it's not necessarily that I have a huge political leanings one way or the other. I mean, Jerry Stambridge would be much more the political animal, and I just kind of find humour in the way characters present themselves. Really, it's not from a political standpoint necessarily.
The problem with living here, because you're going to bump into your targets all the time, aren't you?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it is. I mean, people, in all seriousness, sometimes people complain about the fact that satire isn't savage enough here. That it's not, that should be maybe a little bit more, cutting edge. But it is quite difficult to do that in such a small country. I mean, in Britain, I think it's kind of easier because you don't. Rory Brenner doesn't bump into his victims every time he goes out the door. Whereas if you're at any social event really in Dublin, you're pretty much likely to say, "Hiya, Gabo," and he'd say, "I saw you the other day. I saw you the last Saturday. I'm not going to talk to you again." Not that he has done that. Gay's a very nice boy.
Anyway, you just have to do him back at yourself, and you don't have to talk to him at all.
Yes.
Now,